I think medical malpractice is one of the most important areas that our firm practices in. And it's important because every medical malpractice case that we take has the ability to change the practices of the hospitals in our community, of the doctors in our community, and the way that medical providers do things. When we bring a case and it is so expensive for the other side, they are smart people. They sit down, they look at it, and they say, we're doing this wrong. If we, on our side, are right, and the hospital realizes or the doctors realize that what they have done is wrong and there's a better way to do things, and it will save them money. They won't be paying out multi-million-dollar settlements and verdicts to people like us. Then they will sit down with their risk management department and change the way they do things. And the biggest beneficiary of something like that is all of the people in our community who then have better health care. It's not something that every lawyer can do. These cases take a tremendous amount of financial resources, and a lot of lawyers don't have that. The medical malpractice cases that we accept, the damages, the injuries, the loss has to be catastrophic. We're talking about just an absolute devastation of the patient's life or their death, and so we're representing the family. The reason we do that is because we do limit the number of medical malpractice cases that we take. And by taking only those cases where the injuries are horrible or the person has died, it allows us to make sure that the time that we're spending on our medical malpractice cases can make the biggest difference for the patient or the patient's family. So when it comes to these kind of cases, we're not in it for the money. We're in it for the patients. We're in it for the victims, to do the best thing that we can do for them. Another thing that separates our law firm from other law firms in town who claim to do medical malpractice cases is that we actually handle medical malpractice cases. Currently, we're investigating and working on several cases. And we have a stable of high quality experts that work with us, that we know if we have a kidney failure case or a cardiac case, we have experts who we can pick up the phone today and call them and get their opinion on the facts. There are some law firms who handle a ton of cases who experts may not want to be associated with, may not want to work with. You may wind up getting a less than highly qualified expert because of the lawyer that you hire. I've represented 4 minor children of women who passed away during childbirth. Horrific. In those cases, we were able to bring claims against several defendants, including hospitals. And as a result of the claims that we brought, we were able to obtain financial security for those 4 little kids several times. So we're talking several families of 4 children where we were able to obtain financial security for these children from their age now until well into adulthood. They're not going to have to worry about money. Their family is going to be taken care of. And for lawyers like us who do what we do, to be able to make that kind of change and to give these kids an opportunity, take something that's just an absolute tragedy, an absolute nightmare, and to take it and make it a little bit better for them, that at least they're not going to have to worry about money for decades. What greater sense of honor can you have as a lawyer than to be able to do something like that? So that's why these cases are so important to us. If you have lost a family member or you've been a victim of medical malpractice, we're here for you. Call us, we'll talk about it. If we can't help you, we'll try to connect you with somebody else who can. And we want to hear your story. We want to make the community safer for all patients, because me, you, my family members, we're all going to the same hospitals. We're all seeing the same doctors. We need to make sure that we're getting the best standard of medical care that's available.